I think that I have a huge passion for the game of basketball. I have a huge passion for women's leadership. And I think, I'm really excited to be entering into the WNBA commissioner role as a real platform for all of these players, the owners, the whole basketball ecosystem, quite frankly, to drive it, to the next level. Clearly, the biggest opportunities for the league are to enhance the fan experience, the player experience, for there to be a recognition of how important a time in women's leadership and the W's role in that. So this is just such a great time for everyone to rally around these WNBA players, attend the games, sponsor the WNBA, use it as part of your women's leadership platform. I think there's so much potential upside. I'm very excited.
To what extent you went through today?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm going to be day to day from here on out, and doing everything I can to put myself in a position to play the next game every single time. That's always my goal, is to be available for the next game, and doing everything I can with the medical staff to be able to get my body right, to be able to do that. And but yeah, I feel good, and just going day by day.
How important is together for the first time?
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for us. We're going to go in there, and they have a great crowd, great environment, a team that's very experienced with one another, have been in the finals, have been in big situations, won the Commissioner Cup last year. So I think it's a really great opportunity for us to go in there and see what we're made of, have a little pressure, but also just go out there and play our game. You don't have to play any different than we have been playing, and personnel will be really important, but we're certainly excited to go out there and try to play for something and get the win.
Kathy Engelbert just watched everything she built start to fall apart right in front of her. It started the moment Caitlin Clark jogged out of the tunnel. No limp, no rap, just that same calm swagger that drives fans wild.
Stakeholders, coaches, governors, and general managers. Those are the people calling all the shots. What actually happens is that we have a competition committee for stakeholders, coaches, governors, and general managers, and that competition committee is the committee that dictates the state of the game. Officiating in the WNBA became as hot button of an issue as any. Heated debates surrounding the league's physicality dominated the headlines, particularly when Indiana Fever star rookie Caitlin Clark was subject to several intentional fouls. The referees who were refereeing the Fever and Liberty game, that one of the referees seems like his only experience was actually refereeing high school games.
And almost instantly, the commissioner was up from her courtside seat, phone to her ear, pacing and mumbling something about optics and emergency protocols. Because the one player she's quietly tried to keep in the background, Caitlin Clark, just came roaring back, and with every shot she takes, Engelbert's carefully crafted PR strategy burns a little more. Clark didn't even have to play a full game. Her warm-up alone exploded the ticket market. Seats that were going for $8 an hour earlier, suddenly climbing past what people pay for playoff NFL games. Courtside spots? Through the roof. TV networks scrambled to adjust coverage. Sponsors doubled their ad buys. And the same execs who were pushing team-first marketing during her absence?
If the WNBA is not rigged, they're doing a great job of making it look like it's rigged. Because if you guys didn't see the referees literally, they made a bad call. And if you guys have ever played sports, you know that when a referee knows they've screwed up, they will do everything they can to not talk to the players. They are running away from the Indiana Fever players. As you can see, it's not just Caitlin Clark, it's Sophie Cunningham. And he's like, no, I'm not looking. No. And bad refs, because again, I live in a country where there are good refs and the good refs know who they are, but the standard of refereeing is absolutely shocking. And I've seen referees be talking to coaches, and then mid-conversation, just when they know they're in the wrong, mid-conversation, just turn around and start ignoring players. If it wasn't for the fact that the WNBA is a professional sports league, this would be funny if this WNBA was not a pro sports league. Straight up, it would be funny.
We're working with WNBA owners that also own NBA teams, and then more broadly, the NBA owners on what the right valuation of WNBA teams are going forward, what the best way is to operate that league. It's very integrated now with the NBA. There's aspects over time under Commissioner Engelbert's direction where they're still fairly integrated. They share the same office space with the NBA, but under her direction, we've added some separate departments, like for example, where they're doing their own marketing right now. They have their own basketball operations department. So it's a balance of things, but I'd say we're collectively looking at all those issues, figuring out the right way to operate going forward.
Yeah. They're now begging interns to print new posters with Captain Clark front and center. Engelbert can spin all she wants, but the noise inside that arena said it all. Caitlyn's back. The fans are back. The cash is flowing again. For months, the league tried to sell a feel-good story, that Engelbert's leadership is what's powering the WNBA's rise. Magazine features, press releases, business interviews calling her the visionary behind the boom. But all of that collapses the second Caitlyn Clark steps on the court. One player, one game, and everything changes. Clark's return from that groin scare didn't just lift Indiana, it reignited the entire WNBA.
We're obviously marketing around all of our players, but I think Caitlyn's lifting everybody. Because
yeah,
our arenas are packed, our viewership. I mean, this is a key part of why I was hired, is to look at how to bring in new viewers, new fans, the demographic. We're one of the most diverse demographics in sports, both on the court and now our viewership.
Yeah. It rocks, by the way, when you're in the stadium. We went and loved it.
Overnight, ticket prices jumped from single digits to triple. National broadcasts doubled. Social media flooded with highlight clips before she even took her warm-ups off. Fans didn't show up for a strategy presentation. They came for logo threes and no-look passes. Engelbert's team keeps pushing this idea that the league's growth is because of structure and planning. But the numbers, the crowds, the vibe, they all say something else. It's Clarkonomics, not corporate playbooks. That's why Engelbert's recent media appearances feel less like celebration and more like damage control. Every time Clark trends, the spotlight drifts from Engelbert's three-pillar plans to one guard in Indy who's outdrawing entire franchises. And here's the part that really hurts. While Engelbert talks about progress and protection, Caitlyn Clark's been eating elbows and taking hits without a word of public support from the top.
So lads, today we are going to be talking about Caitlyn Clark. We're going to be talking about Caitlyn Clark and the fact that as of right now, it's looking like there is a possibility that she plays in the Commissioner's Cup game. Is it a probability? No. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's a probability. But if you guys did not see some of these clips, I said it in the video earlier that I'm like, man, Caitlyn Clark is wearing gear. She's wearing playing gear, which is something that we had not seen. And you can see Caitlyn Clark is wearing compression tights. She's out here with the bun. She's doing her Diana Taurasi impression right now. It is hilarious. She is literally out here as Diana Taurasi 2.0 right now. And she is getting shots up. And look, it doesn't seem like she's doing anything major. She looks like she's kind of jogging around okay. And I have a feeling that she's gotten scans. The reason they're saying day to day is I think that it is actually day to day because I think they don't have a clue what's wrong with her. I think it's going to be diagnosed just like her quads, just like obviously the MRI showed us quad strain and then it was okay and she still seemed like there was something wrong. I don't think they know what's wrong with her. I think it's one of those I think it's going to be one of those weird injuries where it's it'll be found out that it's as I've said, I think it could very well be a pinched nerve that is just causing all the problems in her leg. Something like a pinched nerve in her hip, which is causing groin pain, which is what caused extra stress on her quad. I have a weird feeling. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I am a man who has gotten a lot of injuries, and as someone who has had a pinched nerve in my hip and was 2 physio appointments away from being sent for scans. Physio was this close to sending me for a scan because he thought I had torn labrum. And no, I had a pinched nerve.
No statements, no fines, no real defense, just silence. Clark gets knocked down, the crowd gasps, the refs look away, and the commissioner says nothing. That's not leadership, that's negligence. The truth is brutally simple. When Clark plays, revenue skyrockets. When she's sidelined, everything flatlines. We saw it in Chicago. Engelbert hyped that game as proof the league was bigger than any one player. But when Clark didn't play, tickets dropped from $86 to $25. They actually talked about closing off the upper deck. in a building they had just called sold out. Now that she's back, fans are asking for more seats. And this goes way beyond ticket sales. TV ratings that were hovering around 400,000 shot past 1.6 million when Clark was cleared to play. Jersey sales spiked 700% in just 6 hours. Even sports bars in non-fever cities started charging cover again just because of her.
She's out there. She's out there as Diana Taurasi. She just needs baggy shorts. She just needs the baggy shorts. Also, Steph wearing her shoes. What? Oh, Steph is wearing the Caitlin Clark shoes. Seems obvious she's playing nice shoes too. Oh yeah, Stephanie White is wearing the shoes. In fairness, like, it would be is that leg sleeves in a pun? Who is this? Like, you can get use the leg sleeve Caitlin. I think what they're probably trying to do is, I think realistically, they are trying to they're trying to see if maybe some compression is going to help it. If maybe just keeping it hot, maybe some heat. Like, obviously it's not putting major heat on it, but you can put some sort of, like, you can keep the heat in a little bit more, and like maybe they can. Maybe that'll help.
One betting site executive said she's the closest thing we've had to Tiger Woods in team sports. But inside WNBA headquarters, Engelbert is still pushing memos about balanced storytelling. Like that's going to fix anything. And here's the craziest part. Behind the scenes, there are whispers that the league has actually wanted the physicality, that they've let refs play on to avoid the spotlight focusing too much on one player. If that's true, it's not just reckless, it's sabotage. You can't build a league on the back of a star and then leave her unprotected when the lights are brightest. But that's exactly what's happening. Clark keeps showing up, keeps dropping threes, keeps dragging this league forward, and the leadership keeps hiding behind slogans and silence. So now Engelbert's stuck. She can either protect the league's biggest asset or protect her own narrative. She can't do both, and that's what makes this moment so urgent. If Caitlin Clark ever decides she's had enough cheap shots, enough missed calls, enough quiet disrespect, if she leaves for EuroLeague or anywhere else, this boom will vanish overnight. The fans, the sponsors, the attention, it's all tied to her. Lose Clark, and you lose the future. The WNBA has maybe 1 year to prove it deserves her, to show that it can protect its stars, to prove that it can grow with them, not in spite of them. Because what we saw at Gainbridge Fieldhouse wasn't just applause. It was a warning, a message loud enough for every executive to hear. Treat Clark like the billion-dollar talent she is. Or watch everything crumble when she walks away. The ball's in your court, Cathy. But so is the clock, so is the crowd, and every sponsorship check just waiting to see if you finally understand. This isn't about politics. It's about leadership. Call to action. If you're tired of seeing Caitlin take hits without protection, if you believe the W deserves better, if you want the league to finally step up, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a Protect CC in the comments, because Clarkonomics is real, and it's time the league caught up.